from the canonization of Junipero Serra today to meeting with the president. There has been an historic day for Pope Francis.
Yeah, it certainly has been. I spoke with NBC's Tom Brokaw this afternoon about the significance of the papal visit. Well, Tom, you've covered a lot of world leaders and also religious historic figures. Just tell us about the historic significance of the Pope's visit to America.
Well, I have been thinking about that, obviously. Pope John Paul obviously created a great deal of excitement and admiration and love when he came here, but he was a different kind of Pope. He was an international statesman. There was a little more distance to him. This Pope seems like the village priest, the guy, as I have been saying, who could hear confession from a young man on Saturday morning, and then on Monday morning, he would run into that same young man and say, how's the football team doing? Be involved in a kind of grassroots concerns of his flock. He is really a priest from the ground up in a way that we haven't seen for some time. The other foreigner who came here who created such a buzz, I don't know whether you'll remember this or not, and that was Mikhail Gorbachev, because we had never seen a Russian leader quite like that.
That's right.
He filled the streets of Washington. He had his own kind of charisma. It is unique, and this country always has a great heart for people who touch their lives.
Tom, so what could Pope Francis's potential impact on U.S. lawmakers be, and even everyday people, on issues, say, like immigration and even a serious one now, climate change?
Well, my guess is that he'll prompt some of them to think through these issues a little more carefully. Will he convert the country on these divisive and controversial issues? I don't think that's likely, but I do think that in the churches on Sunday, in a lot of the Catholic churches, you'll hear priests talk about the themes that he has brought to our shores. There are other Catholics, however, who are much more conservative, who are not happy about him getting as involved as he has in some of the social and ecological issues. So we'll have to watch and see how this plays out.
And you talked a little bit off the top about the Pope's appeal as, quote, the people's Pope. So how do you think this visit will be remembered?
I think it will be remembered as something entirely unique, that we had the most unique pontiff that I can remember in my lifetime, and his willingness to take on popular social issues and not just deal with church doctrine. Mm-hmm. Moreover, he has such an engaging and charismatic way about him. The cover of one of the New York tabloids today has the president cracking up at some witticism that the Pope shared with him. You rarely see that, and when you watch his face, he does look like the vicar that you would see on Main Street, walking up and down and waving and greeting everyone.
Well, 78 years old, he certainly has a very busy schedule ahead of him, and so will you. We look forward to listening to your contributions on NBC Nightly News in the coming days. Tom, thank you.
Thanks, Rob. Thank you.
And we'll have much more on the Pope's visit on the KCRA3 mobile app. Right now, you'll find the answers to 5 key questions. We also have a rundown of the Pope's schedule throughout the week and why one Sacramento group is protesting the entire thing.
When you